So Disney and Pixar has released a new film this year. Actually, it's releasing two films this year, and the first one it's released this year is Inside Out. So Inside Out, well, before I talk about that, I want to give my thoughts on some of the previous recent Pixar films. It seems like most people have been looking forward to this film since Toy Story 3, but they feel like Pixar's been going mediocre. Like, they knew Cars 2 was going to be bad, but then they were expecting better, and yet they get disappointed. And now I want to say, I thought Brave was a very underrated Pixar film, and one of my favorite films as well. And Monsters University, I thought it was good, and not as good as the first Monsters Inc., but still good. Now, for Inside Out, it did not disappoint. And I'm sure it didn't disappoint anybody. And so Inside Out, it takes place in a person's mind, as we see the emotions as different characters, like joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust. Us. And of course, we see that the emotions controlling her, and her. And then we see that Riley's now apparently a joyful girl, and however, her moods might change a bit when she and her family are moving from Minnesota to San Francisco. And things might also get difficult when Joy and Sadness accidentally get sucked up the tube and out of their headquarters and into the long-term memory. And now of course, hers leaving fear, anger, and disgust us as in charge of the headquarters, which might not work well. Will Joy and Sadness find their way back to headquarters, and will Riley ever adapt to her new location that her family moved in? Well, your questions will be answered when you go see it, cause I'm not going to spoil anything, especially since it's new. Now, what I like its movie is basically funny and emotional, and was even intense at times, and of course engaging. Then again, it is directed by Pete Docter, who directed Up and Monsters Inc. And for some of the characters, I liked most of the characters. They were fun and energetic, and especially Joy and of course Fear. They're played by Bill Hader. I always like Bill Hader and his voice acting, as well as Amy Poehler, and of course I find Riley very interesting and sympathetic. Same with Sadness, by the way, and of course, it's very interesting the fact that this is actually one of the few Pixar films that doesn't really have an antagonist. It's just more of an unlikely partnership between Joy and Sadness. Like, when Joy thinks that Sadness is the harm to the whole headquarters. I don't think I've ever seen any kind like that since Toy Story. Like, since the team up of Buzz and Woody. Like when Woody thought Buzz was the enemy, and of course, it's not very surprising, but of course, Pixar does great animation as usual. I happen to be one of those huge Pixar fans. Like, a few other favorites of mine, besides the Toy Story series and Brave, would also be Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, and Wall-E, and Up, and of course, the animation and Nation. Yeah, like I said, moments of suspense. Now there's so much to say. But we also see good character development, and it is to neoscience what Cars is to automotive vehicles. Also, and of course, there's such a it even has an emotional ending. I became teary eyed for most of the time. Now I want to say, there's also that short film Lava. It was cute and good. And is it me, or it seems like some of the recent short films from Pixar or Disney are like seems to have a romance in them. Like first the Blue Umbrella. Well, actually, first there was Paperman, then the Blue Umbrella, and then Feast, which basically just put two humans in the romance. And of course, the Mickey Mouse cartoon Get a Horse, and now Lava. Cause yeah, this one tries to put a romance between two volcanoes, and and it's kind of told through the song, like in the monotone.